Happy Monday. Give yourself a moment. Even if it's not a happy Monday, we're going to work on that right now. Carve out some time. Grab this moment. It's Monday. Grab some inspiration today because I am going to pour out to you right now. In the way we empower, can we overcome our weaknesses and sharpen the saw? I'm packing it in here today. It's Monday. It is the 20th. Lots of stuff going on. Moving. You're moving. Hopefully you're moving by now. If you're not, you still have time. It's Monday. Some of you, it's Monday morning. Some of you, it's like afternoon. And some of you might be Tuesday. But listen, I'm going to pour out to you today, and I want to give you something of value today. I've been reading out of this book, The Self-Reliant Entrepreneur by Jantsch. I want you to stay with this and track with this. They say the darkest hour is right before the dawn. And for many of you, that is the truth. And I want to encourage you, if you're going through a hard time, a tough time right now, I want to encourage you to reach out. Reach out. Reach out. You know the song, Reach Out. Reach out. We have a service called emergencylifecoach.com. More on that later. I'm building up my YouTube channel to get my message out there. If you've been following me, if I've served you in any way, I just ask that you share this page, share the YouTube channel, help me get the message out there. I've been dedicated to reaching people, to bring inspiration into people's lives. And you may say, why are you motivated? I'll give you one more reason why I'm motivated. I'm going to do a little preamble here. But yesterday I Googled, I was just curious, what is the most Googled topics? So what were the most Googled topics? Okay. And what came up was the most Googled topics in 2019 is what came up. And I'm not going to get into all the gory details, but every single one of them out of the top 3 was some kind of dirt or controversy or gossip about some celebrity. So that was the most Googled stuff in 2019. So although many people may look at this video and click off it, there's nothing that will stop me because the world needs inspiration now more than ever. So I'm doing this video every single morning. I don't know how long I'm going to do it for right now. It's indefinite. We'll see. And we got a service called emergencylifecoach.com. And what we're hearing is in the news that there's going to be a mental health fallout from this for a large percentage of the people. So this is one way to grab some inspiration wherever you are on your spectrum, whether you're over this thing, you're feeling good, you're ready to get on and get after it, you're fired up, you're excited, or maybe you're somewhere in the back and you're like, oh, you're feeling the emotions of it. Grab something today and take it with you into this week and make this week awesome. Because here's the other thing, and people will tell you, successful people will tell you, and many people tell you it's all about attitude. Attitude is everything. It's the attitude that you bring, man. That's success. It's the attitude, man. That's what makes you successful. You got to have a great attitude. But then they spend 80% of their time on strategy and tactics and techniques. So if attitude is the most important thing, then we need to grab some psychology, some philosophies that are going to send us in a different direction, a different direction than what we've known. Because if you don't listen to this, you can listen to something else, but it's the attitude. You could keep going in the same direction. And when you go in the same direction, you'll end up with the same results. So for every one of us, including myself, it's our attitude that makes the difference. And if that's true, and if you believe that's true, then let's work on it every single day. So here we go. I'm going to jump into the book here. It's Monday. I don't know. Are you awake? Here we go. April 20th is called In the Way We Empower. Are you there? Okay, looks like we're back on. Had a little temporary glitch in the system, in the matrix. In The Way We Empower, April 20th. Self-Reliant Entrepreneur by Jantsch. All our teachers and pupils in turn, we are equally served by receiving and by imparting. Those who know the same things are not long the best company for each other. But bring to each an intelligent person of another experience, and it is as if you let water from a lake by cutting a lower basin. That was written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Uses of Great Men in 1849. Pretty interesting thing, right? Talking about when you bring two people together of the same education or genre or message, they don't play well together. But you bring someone else in, it's like a fresh opportunity. So let's jump in here to the author's reflection. Seek the company, experiences, and best practices from outside your tiny entrepreneurial bubble. As much or more than you seek the validation of those who think just as you do. Go to places that seem as though they possess little value, and you'll find how much you don't know. Experience the fear, stress, and excitement that comes from pushing outside where you're comfortable is reason enough, but you just might pick up some new insights into how to do what you currently do in ways that you had not occurred to you previously. All art is some form of combination of elements. Expand your palette. I'm a huge believer in this today. If you are an entrepreneur, how can you pull in, and even if you're not an entrepreneur in your daily work, how can you pull in different elements of what you currently do by pulling in something that, because listen, the rules are today, there are no rules. So if you can juxtapose two completely different things and mix them together, you can do something magnificent. You can pull in that freshness, that differentiation, because that's really what we're talking about here. And the author says, what one seemingly random and unrelated group or event could you explore today? I draw a lot from music. Music speaks to me, and it's actually been speaking to me recently. And so maybe that's one for me. That's what I've been seeking. But what can you seek? What can you seek that's seemingly random, unrelated group or event that you could explore today as something completely new, with the complete wonderment of a child, if you will, and go into that? Now, the one thing that I want to tie into this is I put overcoming your weaknesses, right? So overcoming your weaknesses, I believe this is a great tie-in, because once we can go and look at other areas, we can get some perspective on our attitude and some weaknesses that we may have and create some adjustments. By the way, the bulletproof coffee was provided by Superman, if you don't know that. If you haven't seen it, there's a little cartoon I created, and I put bulletproof coffee provided by Superman. So that's a whole nother little thing there. So what are your weaknesses? I think for me, I'll just share with you a little bit about my journey, is that when you can look at your own weakness with grace and observe it, you are inviting the change that you seek. When you can look at your weakness with grace, you are inviting the change that you seek. Many of us, though, we don't stop and look at our weaknesses because it's too painful, because maybe we've made some mistakes based on those weaknesses in the past, and we feel hurt. So we press on, and we drive, and we work harder, and we work harder, and we're going to work harder. You got to work hard, and you got to keep working hard, and we got to work hard, and we got to solve faster, and we got to run faster, and we got to be more strategic, and we got to do more, and do more, and do more, and do more. but what you might need is to step back and become more effective. Stephen Covey talks about this in habit number 7. It's called sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw. You might be trying to saw with a dull blade. And if it happens to all of us, we're all in this. Like, listen, me too. We want to get a result. We drive forward to get that result. But in the end, we might be using a dull blade, and we need to step back. We need to reset. We need to recalibrate. Go at it again. If you study exercise physiology and the science behind it, for those of you that are in the health and nutrition space, you'll know that when it comes to exercise, that your body does the most in its recovery stage. So it's the workout, but it's knowing when to recover and how much time to recover that sets yourself up for greater production, greater gains, greater performance, and the like. So do you need recovery? Do you need to sharpen your saw? Do you need to recalibrate? Do you need to retool? Do you need to look at some areas and some pockets of weakness that you can improve from a state of grace? And albeit you might need to go into a different genre, a different area, a different modality to discover that which will help you grow the most. And for me, I shared with you a few examples, but one of the things for me that helped me on my personal growth journey and my ability to be as passionate and as persistent and as whatever you want to call it, pick a word, is when I started running. Running became that extra modality for me that meant so much. It's a ocean of knowledge and information and experience. When I ran the ultra marathon in October, 50-kilometer run, there's things that happen in the training and the run that you cannot put into words. You can only go and experience it to truly know what it means. And for anyone who's done something like that, where you've pushed yourself to the extremes, you'll know what I'm talking about. You could put it into words, but it's hard to experience it. So in the course of, to put a nice little bow on this, maybe there's something new you need to experience that can empower you, that can help you overcome, bring your weaknesses to your attention, but again, from a state of grace, so that you can sharpen your saw and you can be even more effective. How would you like to be able to do in 10 hours what you're doing in like 40 or 50? How would you like that? How would you like to be able to be as effective? So imagine you go into your work week, right? And you put in 10 hours and you make the same money that you're making for the 40 or 50 you're putting in now. How does that happen? First of all, it has to happen through bringing it to your attention. It has to happen through awareness, right? And here's the thing I'll share with you. Let me give you an analogy here. Today, in today's modern society, we can do in 11 hours. So an 11-hour block of time is equivalent to a 40 or 50-hour block of time in 1950. So I'll say that again. Today, right, we can achieve in 11 hours what it took someone in 1950 to achieve in 40 to 50 hours. So as I'm saying this, can we be more effective? Can we achieve the same type of a thing, same results in less time? Now you know. As my good friend Brandon Schaefer says, now that you know better, do better. So I'm going to wrap this up here, put a nice little bow on it. and just say to you that seek empowerment in different ways that you may not think. Be conscious enough to sharpen your own saw. Be conscious enough to look at the areas that you need to improve so that you can overcome your weaknesses and show up differently. And just maybe, as we move through this period, you can come out on the other side more effective than when you came in. I have two calls to action for you right now. One, check out emergencylifecoach.com. It's support for life's unexpected twist when you need it the most. It's an idea that I had a couple years ago, and it's extremely relevant now. So we're getting the message out there where people can get free resources now to help them if they're in the middle of it. And we also can get you with a coach in as little as an hour. You can be on the coach, on live with a coach, and a $7 investment for 15 minutes. It's the best thing out there, I think, right now. And we're trying to get the word out there so that the world knows about it. And we want your help there. And then if this has served you in any way, I'm just inviting you to follow my YouTube. Click on the YouTube link and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'm going to have so much more for you moving forward. So there are the two things to call to action. And one more thing about Emergency Life Coach, and I'm going to put a post up there, is that some of the major news sources have come out and said that major third parties on mental health have said we are in the middle of the trauma right now. And what's going to happen as a residual effect, people are going to need support. So whether you like this, whether you don't, whether you think this is real or not, it's real. There's a traumatic thing happening right now. And we know throughout history, things happen. PTSD is a buzzword, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. That's real. So to think that there's people that are not going to suffer with PTSD right now, I think is a mistake. And not to mention, what about our healthcare workers? My goodness, like there's the collective body of people that are going through stuff. But what about our healthcare workers? Do you think they're going to need support? Sometimes it's the strongest among us that need this most support. They're in the thick of it. They're at the ground zero. They're in the middle of these things happening. So absolutely. So help me get the message to the world. Share Emergency Life Coach. Share this platform if it moved you and served you. And don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can do anything to help you on your journey. So this is Austin. This is Meet Me in the Morning. Take a deep breath with me. And tell yourself you're going to have a great week no matter what. You're going to have a great week no matter what. Birds are chirping. There's daylight. Things are moving. You might as well move too, everyone. God bless you. I love you. Have an outstanding day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now. Meet me in the morning.